The original recording of Pinball Wizard is one of the classic acoustic guitar intros. It was written by Pete Townshend and released in 1969, and it was on the Who album Tommy. I've been playing the song live for years. It's a real crowd pleaser and it's become a bit of a party piece. In fact, a couple of years ago I was on holiday with the family and there was a talent competition which, if you won the heat, then you won a free holiday back at the end of the season to take part in the final. And my kids persuaded me to take part, and luckily I had my travel guitar with me, my baby Martin, which I always take on holiday. So I got up and did my party piece, Pinball Wizard. Now, despite the fact I've played this song hundreds of times live, I was incredibly nervous. The big stage, lots of lights. So here's a clip of me playing it. So you might be asking how I got on. Well, in the heat I got beaten by a brother and sister who were 8 and 9 I think, singing something from The Greatest Showman. But about a month or so later I heard back from the holiday park telling me that I was the best loser and they'd like me to take part in the final anyway. So we did get our free holiday at the end of the season and I took part in the final, which I think actually that clip was from the final. I was even more nervous. I was the only adult in the competition. I was sat backstage in the dressing room with all these young, probably less nervous than me, children about to take part. Anyway, the result of this was I didn't come anywhere. I was beaten by a 12-year-old gymnast. Now, the only solace I can take from this is the fact that he was wearing a £400 sequined costume, which I didn't have. Many years ago, someone said to me that they thought it was impossible to make this intro sound like Pete Townshend did it. Now, it probably is impossible to make it sound exactly like it. Let's have a go and see how close we can get it. Let's go through each bar. Now, the first chord is a B minor, just on the top 4 strings. So he strums the B minor and then plays the F sharp, which is on the bottom of the chord. Plays the 8th notes for the rest of the bar. The next bar, the second bar, he takes his first finger off, so you get the open E string. Now I've noticed on the recording that open E string after the first bar is ringing through on every chord. So the third chord is this shape. The open E string ringing again. And then he plays like an F sharp with the E ringing on the top, giving you an F sharp 7. Now this next one's a tricky one. It goes to kind of F sharp minor 7. Then we leave the top 3 strings open with the F sharp again. Then he moves up a fret, playing the G and the B, with that B string open and the E string in there again. On this one, he starts playing all of the strings, so he goes. Then he moves back down, playing the F sharp with the open E string again. Now he starts adding in more rhythm on this bar. Now, I need to get this right. On the next bar, again, he continues adding more rhythm. And the last beat of this bar, it sounds to me like he's just playing open before he then moves up to the next section. So those 2 bars. Then the next section, he moves up to the 7th fret and he's playing a B sus4 to a B. Now he's also playing with his thumb on there. I can't actually do this, my thumb's not big enough. But if you want to get it really authentic, you need to get your thumb around there. I'm going to do it without, because the important bit is the right hand on this section. The rhythm is... So So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and. So, but the way to get the sound is where he's accenting it. He's accenting it, accenting it, accenting it. So he's accenting it on every third strum, and then the 2 quavers on the 4th beat. So like this slowly. And again. Bit faster. Bit faster. And then he comes down to a standard B away from the sus4, so we get this. Okay, so let's have a go at recording this, see if I can make it sound like the record. Here we go. I've recorded the guitar into the sequencer. One thing I noticed when I was listening, it sounded like he was probably strumming quite near to the bridge, so getting this kind of sound. The other thing that's probably different, I'm not totally sure what guitar he used, but whenever I've seen him do this live, he's using a Gibson J200 and I'm using a Martin HD28, so it's going to sound slightly different anyway. But let's have a look and see if we can get it close. Here's the original guitar. So what you probably noticed there is that the guitar is completely panned to the right hand side and there's a delayed reverb on the left hand side, so you get a kind of ding ding ping pong effect. So that's the first thing I've needed to recreate. If I play you my guitar completely dry, so what I've needed to do is thin it out, take some of the bottom end off. Let's have a look here. Just used an EQ to do that. I've taken all the bottom end off and added some top, so it gives it this sound. And then in addition to that, I've added a tape emulator, as it would have been recorded on tape in the first place. And finally, I've compressed it using an 1176. And for the reverb, I've put on a plate reverb, an EMT 140, and I've panned that just to the left and put some pre-delay on it, as you can see here. This is what it sounds like. If I play the original again, I know it's not identical, but I'm fairly pleased. It's fairly close. Let's just get to the fast bit. The original. It makes a difference there because I couldn't get my thumb around the neck, but that was a good experiment. I'm pleased I've tried it. I've put a link to the tab down below. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe and I'll see you on the next video.